Okay, let's see here. Coming off of, pretty solid finish. We got two playoff appearances. Just missed it last year at that seven spot. I remember that one. That was a tough one. Came down the wire for Indy's cheeks. So, what does he come back with this year? Can he go three for four, making the playoffs? Let me tell you, folks, everyone's saying, Bonzo Ball, you're too nice, Bonzo. Everyone's getting a C draft grade. We got a couple Bs. We got, I think it's one or two As in the whole draft. First of all, I grade on a curve, so not everybody can be an A team. Not everybody's going to be a F or a D team, right? Unless two people really mess their drafts up, which they didn't. Like I said, most people drafted pretty sharp. Teams are pretty well rounded. Nobody made big mistakes. Except for this team. We get to this team. I mean, let's look at it. Everyone knows Najee Harris at the two overall. Why even select from the two spot if you're going to go Najee? Just take the eight spot or the seven. He's going to be there. Imagine this team with McCaffrey. It just looks totally different. I would say Najee's like a second rounder. I wouldn't have drafted Najee until maybe the 13 or 14 this year. To go at the two is just egregious. He should have tried to trade away his pick if he was that sold on Najee that he had to have him. Because obviously he's not getting back to him at the end of the second. So get your guy, except in the first round. I mean, that let alone, right? I could almost grade. I mean, the max the draft's getting is like a C from there, or a B minus if everything's perfect. But as you'll see, it's not perfect. We come back. Mark Andrews fine at the end of the second. Mike Evans in the third. Elijah Mitchell in the fourth, and then Hurts in the fifth's a good pick. You come back with Darnell in the sixth, Hawkinson in the seventh. So you're telling me you go Mark Andrews, Hawkinson in the first seven rounds. Ayuk, I like the Ayuk pick. Garrett Wilson, Michael Gallup, another good pick. Michael Carter, and comes back with Marvin Jones Jr. Comes back with Marlon Mack, and ends it off with Irv Smith. So three tight ends. Let's pop over here to the team. So I like this was the reason that this I don't like this is because of the potential that we could have had. If you just draft someone better than Najee Harris, and if you just stay away from Mitchell, you made enough good picks. I actually think your later rounds, I liked a lot of the good picks that are on this team. I'm talking Hurts in the fifth, Ayuk's a good spot. Where you grabbed Hawkinson's good. If you don't have Andrews, but I don't like doubling up on the tight ends there that early. Hawk would have had to slide later. Gallup's a good stash, but I think you reach on Harris, Mitchell, and Hawkinson in the first seven rounds. So you're strong at tight end, and I guess your flex. I like your one flex spot there. Eventually, Gallup will insert into there. Weak at running back. Weak. I mean, these projected points, that's not going to be, I don't think those are going to hold. And then who's your next running back? Michael Carter? Okay, what's he going to be doing come fantasy football playoffs time? Riding the bench, two catches a game? It's possible. So I like the IU pick. I like the Hurts pick. Some of those, they keep this from being absolutely abysmal. Uh, but like I said, I have to go low on somebody. It's a D. It's a D. Like the theme of this team is where's the MVP? Who's going to be the guy that wins the league for this team? Because of where you drafted Najee, like who's taking that next step? Even if say IU returns on his value, say Hurts is the QB1 and Andrews is the tight end one again. This team still ain't going nowhere. Who's the MVP? You just need so much production out of these guys to even try to sniff the playoffs, and then where are you going from there? So D had to do it to somebody. The floor is just low. The floor is low. I'm not just because it's a D doesn't mean this team can't make the playoffs. Of course, everything can fall right for any team, but this is my early pick to be competing for the Sacco in the running. Hurts could make me pay for that projection, but I don't see it. I don't see it within these cheeks. I don't want to see it. That's a draft grade.